Good evening, everyone. Somewhat belatedly, welcome to Thursday Night Throwdown, brought to you by the Armchair Dragoons. A pleasure to be with you as always. I know this is definitely not a Napoleonic battlefield. It is not a Hexen Square battlefield. It is not an epic 40k Armageddon battlefield. What in the funny blue heck is going on tonight? Well, it has been a long time coming, but much like my obsession with epic Armageddon, which you all know is of some long standing, I have had an obsession with Warmaster. Hey, Red, I have, I've been neglectful. Hey, Robert, you know that Red is watching us now. So let's do what we can. Let's do what we can to entertain him and make him feel welcome, a regular part of the group. Will you help too, Chrono?
Yeah, sure, why not?
This has been Shared Abuse of Red, brought to you by the Armchair Dragoons. We hope you're doing well, Red. Anyway, it has been my desire for the longest time to play Warmaster. You're first, though. Red, you're first. And Warmaster is a game of, just like Epic Armageddon, one of the specialist press games that came out from Games Workshop, which they built soldiers for and did all sorts of things for, and then promptly abandoned. And a bunch of people came up behind it going, no, that's actually a pretty good game. Why are you getting rid of it? And in fact, this game, and I think this will become evident as we start to go through the rules, this game would go on to be Black Powder, which of course conquered a big chunk of the world in terms of, I guess, mostly Napoleonics, but also anything really in that Black Powder era. So we figured we would give it a go. Hey, Haz. And we figured we'd to learn how. And so to do it, I initially built 2,000 points of orcs for a scenario that we'll get to, about that tower right in the middle of the board. And I put it out online. I said, well, what should the orcs fight? And it was Mr. Wargaming. It was Mr. Wargaming himself who came on and said, well, orcs should fight orcs. So they do. These are two identical orc armies, one under the littlest eye and the other under the white hand. Why are they fighting? I don't know. They're orcs. Isn't it kind of what they do?
Yep.
As is ever the case for us, we are not playing in the usual 10 millimeter scale. We are instead playing in 28 millimeter, or 30 millimeter, really, heroic scale, which means all the centimeters that are usual for Warmaster are being converted into inches, because that's what we do. Which means this table is 15 by 10, much like, oddly enough, those for Epic Armageddon. Those things, however, are by way of introduction. Let's read us some rules. D6s, people. I think you knew all that. We're going to use inches. Yes, we are. Units have 3 basic values: attacks, hits, and armor. The attacks, this is the basic number of dice you roll in combat. The more dice, the better you are at fighting. Hits, this is the number of hits a stand can suffer before it is removed. And armor. Armor indicates the chance of nullifying hits. These are save rolls, much like in everything else Games Workshop does. Value of 6 plus means that a die of 6 is required to nullify a hit. Value of 0 means it has no armor. Some units have shooting attacks. These are shown as a slash number, 3, 1, 2, 2. The first number is their hand-to-hand. The second is their shooting, and it is by base. Command is a game value. This is very important. Only your general and other important characters have command. They can be as low as 7 to a high of 10, but only the best generals have 10. We'll talk about that. Units are what they look like, 3 each typically, although they can vary. Up to 4 units may temporarily be placed into a brigade. Up to 4 may be brigaded. Yes. And by the way, for those who don't know, the rules for this system are free online. So if you're ever inclined to check them out and read them through, you certainly can do that. That we are playing Warmaster Revolutions 2.0.1. You're free to measure at any time. All right. We're going to deploy armies. Then we're going to battle, in which there are 3 phases: command, shooting, and combat. and then the battle will end and we'll praise the victor. Let's see how familiar this is to those who play Black Powder. In the command phase, you will first do initiative or by order. Units using initiative are first, then those that use orders to move may move. You must finish giving orders from one character before giving orders from another. A unit can be given up to 3 orders. This is interesting. You can give up to 3 orders from the same commander. But you must finish giving orders to one unit before giving another. How do you give command? You must roll equal to or less than your command value on 2d6. If it's failed, the order is not given and no further orders may be issued by that commander. If the general fails, your turn is over. There are modifiers. To that. Per full 20 inches of distance for each successive order, if the enemy is in the area, dense terrain, and per casualty. Charging. If you move into an enemy, it is said to be charging. Once units are touching an enemy unit or supporting friendly units, they are engaged in combat. They cannot be issued further orders. I think that all makes pretty basic sense, don't you? For what it's worth, orcs start with a base command value of 8. Chrono, your high elves have a 10.
Hooray.
Yes. Oh, I don't know if Red deserves it, but we're going to do it anyway. So we're not going to stop, my friend. Let's see here. There we go. Command penalties, we've already talked about them. Dense terrain, we've already talked about it. We've already talked about charging. You got to love rules that talk to you, right? We've said this before. A charge does not imply that the unit has covered the whole distance at a mad gallop. But nonetheless, we will use this word as a convenient and dramatic term. There you go. No charging without a successful order. You can, as I say, brigade. You can issue it up to 4 adjacent units simultaneously. It's fewer tests. Brigade is up to 4 units arranged so that they must touch, forming a single body. Units comprising a brigade at the start of ordered movement can be given a single order and are moved together as a body. It then can be given further orders later if required, potentially moving the same unit just the same. You don't have to move them as a brigade just because they're touching. It's an informal, temporary thing. And then there's all the usual penalties also for brigades. Individual units in a brigade can change their relative positions, but still form a brigade once the move is complete. So you can shift around within the brigade. You don't have to stay in that formation, but you still have to be touching at the end when you are all done. And obviously, nobody can move more than their maximum move. Movement distances are all listed on the tooltips. Infantry is typically 20 inches. It has a half pace of 10. Charging units and evading units move up to a full pace. Regular formation of columns and units in a straight line move up to full pace unless fortified. Fortified units and units in an irregular formation only get their half pace. So if you stay in line, full pace. If you're in a column, full pace. If you're charging, full pace. But if you're wandering around not in contact in a proper way, half. Infantry moves through any terrain. Cavalry and monsters cannot move into or over terrain features other than hills, bridges, shallow fords, and low obstacles. No trees for you, it seems. A unit within 20 inches of the enemy can use its initiative to move. You must either charge or evade the closest visible enemy unit. But then you don't get regular moves. No orders. Just like in a lot of other games, generals, wizards, and heroes move once after the command phase and get to move up to 60 inches. They don't need an order. They treat movement like infantry. or terrain like infantry. We're going to skip flyers for now because we'll get there eventually. Units must move in some kind of formation. They must touch one another. As long as they are touching on an edge or point, generally speaking, lines and columns are the most efficient. Everything else, remember, is half move. Oh, gracious me. This is actually kind of simple. Ah, yes, here we go. It is preferred that we move one stand at a time. I think we'll be able to get along just fine moving 3, but I guess we'll find out. Yes. A stand cannot move through the base area of a stand from another unit, whether friend or foe, either wholly or in part. No interpenetration.
Oh,
sorry.
Whole plan.
I understand. It was your whole plan. Yes. A stand can move through the other stands of its own unit if they have not yet moved and are not engaged in combat. So that's if you're in your own bases can move in that same unit, but nobody else. Characters, of course, don't count. It's an interesting rule, a gap rule. When a stand moves, it can be oriented to pass through a gap, so long as the gap is at least as wide as the stand's shortest edge, usually 20 millimeters. So in our case, that's going to be 2 inches, I think. Yeah, it's going to be 2 inches. For example, an infantry stand might be turned to its side to move through a gap between impassable walls in a river. It's an interesting rule. It allows you to form a little column, actually. But you can't pass through a gap between 2 enemy stands and through an enemy stand at any feature or friendly stand unless it is wider than its own frontage. But you can still pass through enemy stands. It's kind of interesting. If you could fit into the gap. Terrain. We don't have much here on this board, so we're not going to worry about it. We've already talked about initiative. And again, you have to attack the nearest visible unit. You may also evade. And by the way, you don't have to do this. You can wait till regular moves if you want to. Yep. Some units can see all around. Actually, most do. Wolf Riders and the Orc Army. We'll have to take a look at that. This means a line of sight can be drawn from any free edge of the stand to the unit to any stand of any other unit. Yeah, that's for evasion purposes. Oh, this is pretty simple. When troops evade, they move directly away from the closest enemy that they can see. Their full pace move by at least 1 inch. When we say directly away, or for that matter directly towards, this is established by placing a line between the closest points of the 2 closest opposing stands. Where the stands are equally close, the evading player may choose between them. Move the evading unit 1 stand at a time. First, move the evading stand that is closest. The stand must move in a straight line in the indicated direction directly away from the evaded enemy. They must have had a huge problem with this. It may be oriented to face any direction during its move, allowing the evaders to move through gaps, turn to face their enemy, or change the stand's final facing. Move the rest of the stands 1 stand at a time and arrange them into a new formation. An evading unit can pass through a friendly unengaged unit if the player wishes, assuming the evaders have sufficient move to make it completely through. This is a burst through. The burst through represent troops in good order maneuvering through each other. This causes confusion, which we'll have to go through because it's a thing. Characters are tokens. They can move around as they wish. If you move off the battlefield, which can happen voluntarily or involuntarily, we roll on a chart, which actually determines what happens to the unit. Shooting. Shooting takes place once per turn at the closest visible enemy unit. Most have a range of 30 inches. Total the attack value. Roll the number of dice. 4+ hits. 5+ on a defended target. 6 in a fortified target. And then they get an armor save for each one. Record hits and remove stands where sufficient hits are scored. You then roll a die for each hit taken, rolling 1 less dice for defended and 2 less for fortified. Add these together and drive back the targeted unit by this distance. This is going to suck if you're fighting elves, I'm here to say. If any drive back roll is a 6, the unit is confused. So for each hit, you roll a die, and you pushed back that many inches. Units driven into enemy units, engaged units, or friends who do not make way become confused.
I'm confused.
My wife is apparently confused. Friendly units making way for driven back units are confused on a roll of 6. If you are driven back further than your full pace move, you are destroyed. If you're shooting at someone charging you, hits inflicted on chargers carry over into the first combat round. Chargers are not driven back. I'm going to forget that. Help me remember. I'm going to forget that. At the end of the shooting phase, any odd hits are disregarded, interestingly enough. What are the rules about woods? Because I found this interesting, because I know we've had this conversation in other contexts. Stands inside a wood can see up to 2 inches. Stands within 2 inches of a wood's edge are assumed to be able to see outside it. So at least in this game, it's 2 inches. We measure distance stand by stand. Oh, goodness me. It is harder to score a hit on a target that is in a defended or fortified position. If there's some that are mixed, you have to take out the unprotecteds first. We've already talked about what we need to hit. It's a 4 or better. We've already talked about armor. Units can sustain a number of hits before a stand is destroyed, and this number varies depending upon how tough or how determined it is. Men have a value of 3, whilst dour, stubborn-minded dwarves have a value of 4. Once a unit has taken a number of hits equal to its hits value, remove a stand. If a unit takes insufficient hits to destroy a stand, or if it suffers enough to remove a stand with some remaining, record any leftovers. You do not. You take casualties as they occur. You don't have to wait. You can keep. You do it progressively as you go through. And we've already talked about driving back and shooting at charging enemies. Combat. Interlinked units form a single combat engagement. Work out results for each engagement separately. Total the attack values. Roll the number of dice. And it's 4s, 5s, and 6s, depending on open, defended, or fortified. Armor rolls as necessary. Record hits scored. Remove stands where sufficient hits are scored. In the end, you then compare the hits scored by each side, adding +1 per supporting stand. And then there's a chart as to whether it's a draw, win, or an aftermath. Then there's a period of pursuit and advance. Let it be observed that infantry never pursues cavalry or chariots unless infantry charged their flank or rear. Artillery never pursues, fortified never pursues, etc. And there are modifiers which we'll go through at the time. To charge, at least one stand from the charging unit must be able to see the target enemy unit at the start of its charge move. If none can be seen, then it cannot charge. Note that because units move one after the other, it is possible for one unit's move to clear or block a line of sight. It's therefore important to take care when deciding which units to move or not. So it's not the whole turn, it's the individual unit. All intervening stands, friend or foe, block line of sight. Also intervening terrain does. Each stand has 4 zones. It's a 45 degree, much like as it is in Valor and Fortitude. And so it's, you just figure out whether or not, once unit's intention to charge has been declared, begin by considering the position of the entire charging unit relative to the closest visible stand. If it begins its move in the front, it charges to the front. If it begins to the flank, it charges to the side. If it's not entirely in, then it counts as being in the zone, you love it, that it mostly occupies. That's going to be fun. Okay, once the first charging stand has been placed, the remaining stands are placed one at a time to make a line formation or battle line. Each stand must be able to trace a line to its new position. Note that it doesn't matter what formation the unit is in when it begins. Charging units always form a battle line if they can do so. Stands are placed in a coherent formation as they move. Place the second stand behind the first. Place the third behind either the first or the second. You cannot leave a gap in the battle line and fill it in later. The reason for breaking down charge movement by individual stands is to make sure that each stand has an accessible route to its final place in the battle line. Each stand must be placed in the battle line in such a way that as much of its front edge as possible makes contact with the enemy. This is called maximizing frontage. If there are other enemies adjacent to the target, then the obligation to maximize frontage extends to these units too. The first charging stand is always positioned center to center, with the closest enemy stand where possible. If this is not possible, then the first charging stand is positioned as closely to center as it can, but there must be at least 1 full inch of exposed stand edge to contact against. What this deals with is if the unit is like hiding behind terrain or some such. If a stand has insufficient room or is insufficient move to form a straight battle line, it must be placed either directly behind or beside or staggered back from a stand that is already moved. All right. Enveloping charge. If a unit is charged in the side, this represents the unit's inability to turn enough troops quickly to avoid being enveloped. The reason for this rule is to avoid situations where it is otherwise disadvantageous to charge a unit at the side because only one unit can touch. If a unit charges an enemy from the flank and contacts only against the side of the enemy stand or stands, any charging stands that would not otherwise touch the enemy when forming battle are allowed to make a further move into contact, basically enveloping front and back. Oh, goodness. We've already talked about attacks. We work them out one at a time. It is usual for the player whose turn it is to complete his attacks before as this feels right, especially when units charging dramatically into combat. It makes no difference who goes first, as stands who fall casualty are allowed to fight back before they are removed. Oh, big deal. Every stand touching an enemy can fight, even if it is only touching corner to corner or rear edge. Hits inflicted are always accumulated against the target as a whole and not against individual stands. Each stand must direct all of its attack against a single enemy unit. It does not divide. D. We have modifiers. We'll look at those. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Add up the total attack value of the fighting stands. If you have 3 stands with 3 each, 9. And roll the dice. And as described for shooting, they get an armor check. Casualties. A stand can take a number of hits before it is destroyed. This varies depending how tough it is. We already know this. And it is the same system. Stands are removed one at a time from the edge of the formation so that the formation is not broken, but otherwise players can choose which one of their stands to remove. Odd hits are discounted at the end of the phase. It is possible to affect combat results by using adjacent infantry stands to support. A stand can only support if it is not touching an enemy and the unit it belongs to is not confused. The stand must be aligned either exactly behind, or exactly beside a stand that fought to its front during the combat round. It must also be facing the same direction. Yep. And that is a +1 to the combat result. For example, if you do 5 hits and 3 supports, you now get 8. Yeah, that's exactly like Black Powder, I think. Units are automatically included in combat engagement when they support. This means they are affected by the combat result and the usual options apply. During the command phase, a unit is allowed to make a supporting charge if it is positioned behind another so that at least one stand could theoretically support the combat from the rear. If the front unit charges, whether by initiative or means of an order, then the second unit can automatically make a supporting charge. It can do so whether the first unit charges on initiative or with an order. That's cool. Oh, yes. If you lose a combat, you must retreat. And you must retreat by the difference in the combat result in centimeters. For example, inches in our case. For example, if one side scores 4 hits and the other side 1, you must retreat 3 inches. And that includes support. If several units are engaged on a losing side, the retreat distance must be reduced to take into account the potential huge difference in results. To work out the difference, divide the difference in the result by the number of units on the losing side. So perhaps you go back less. That's an interesting rule. You move away from the enemy without changing formation or facing. We did all that. Who can pursue? You may pursue. A victorious unit can pursue enemies retreating from the same combat engagement. And we've already gone through who can't. Move pursuers one at a time, starting with the units that can see the retreating enemy. When several units can pursue the same one, the victorious player can move them in whatever order he wishes. Choose a unit to make a pursuit. Every stand that can move straight forward so that its front edge contacts an enemy stand must do so. This includes stands of enemy units that were in supporting positions. In many cases, the entire unit will move this way. That is crazy. They get to come all the way. Occasionally, you will find that no stands can pursue by moving straight ahead, even though the unit can see a retreating enemy. In this case, unit can pursue so long as one stand has a clear path to the enemy. Okay. If all the enemy units in a combat engagement are destroyed, a victorious unit can do one of three things. It can stand its ground, fall back, or advance. A unit is only allowed to advance once in a combat phase, even if its enemies are destroyed a second time. It's a new charge move of 20 inches. Wow. I guess if you want to get nuts, you can get nuts. You do not, however, get a charge bonus. If you're advancing into an engagement that has already been fought this turn in unresolved combat, the advancing will fight in the combat of the following turn. If you're advancing into an existing unfought engagement, the advancing unit fights as part of that engagement this turn. Oh, wow. That could be evil. Tell you what. If in a drawn combat, both sides fall back, you will roll dice to determine who falls back first. It's a free move that you rally back on your standards and officers. The maximum distance is established by rolling 3 dice and adding the scores together. This is the max distance. There is no minimum. We don't have any fortifications. Hooray. There are things that cause confusion. If you're burst through by evaders, driven back by missile fire, driven back into an impassable terrain, we don't have any of that, driven back, falling back into enemies or combat, forcing friends to make way on a roll of 6 if you're falling back, driven back, falling back into unyielding friends, making way on a roll of 6, unable to fall back 1 inch from enemy or combat. Confused, you're not allowed to move in the command phase. You suffer a -1 attack modifier. You cannot support in combat. And you automatically cease to be confused at the end of your command phase. There are indeed blunders. Generals don't fail in this. Wizards and heroes do, if they roll a 12. And yeah, there's a table for it. Characters in shooting, characters in combat. You'll notice that when one or more characters join a unit in combat, the character with the highest attack value can add this as a bonus. You'll notice they have pluses. They must remain with it while the combat lasts and must fall back, stand their ground, retreat, pursue, or advance with the unit. A general, wizard, or hero is slain if the unit he is with is destroyed. Okay. And we have no flyers yet. Oh, we will, though. Battle at a glance. Well, we have a special set of turns, so we're not going to worry about that. We have special rules. And the advanced rules will not apply here just yet, because that's artillery and magic, which will be fun, I'm sure. This is the battle for the tower. It is a bloody struggle for a tower positioned in the middle of a battlefield. Along with the terrain, I have placed a tower. Behold. You'll deploy your armies as usual. You control the tower if at least 2 of your non-confused units of infantry, cavalry, or chariots, you don't have chariots, are touching the tower and are not in combat, and no enemy is touching the tower. From the third...
I'm not touching it.
Yes, you have to touch it. You must touch it! From the third turn on, A player will get VPs at the end of his turn from the third turn on, if you control the tower. 3 points to control it. 1 point if there is no enemy within 10 inches. 1 point if there is no enemy within 20 inches. And 2 points for forcing the enemy to withdraw. First 1 to 10 points wins. Deployment areas are 20 inches off either line. How do we deploy? Well, it's very simple. I kind of like the way they do it. I really do. 1 unit at a time. 20 inches in. I know there's going to be... Oh, and there's one other thing I have to do. It's so important. I can't believe I forgot it. I wanted to give you an extra general on each side. A hero, sorry.
Oh.
And I gotta go over here to Robert and give him 2.
Sounds good.
Hope this is enough. I think it is. It's actually more than required. Yeah, the tower is kind of sporty because check this out. Not that we're gonna do anything with it, but ooh, it builds.
Yeah.
So for funs and grins, Chrono, why don't you put out a unit?
Or 20 inches in, right?
Yep, 20 inches. Robert.
Where'd he go?
Where'd who go?
I know I don't have
He
my
just
laptop.
he just dropped off the board. I saw him. He'll be back. There he is. He's way up high there. Is this room not big enough? Hang on a second. Let me make the room bigger. I didn't realize it was that snug. Meow. Go ahead. Now try.
Okay. That's better.
Sorry about that.
I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
You're not doing nothing wrong. You fine. You fine. I think you guys can see what you're each doing, so once you're each done, you can take turns. Hey, Jeff, there you are.
Let's do another one out, yeah.
Oh, come on. Yeah, Jim, I stopped listening about 2 minutes in. Can you start over again?
Sure thing. Yeah, I'm on it. Jeff Russ, good to see you. It is indeed the War Hamster. Interesting wardrobe. I didn't realize that. I knew that Black Powder came from it. I did not realize that Blitzkrieg Commander also came from Warmaster. That is downright funny. The crazy part is, it's a very well-regarded set of rules. It's almost as if, I mean, I don't know of a single edition of 40K or Warhammer Fantasy Battles that people legitimately like. I know a lot of people that like Space Marine, Epic Armageddon, and Warmaster. There's a message in there somewhere. If non-confused and touching the base but dead, no, that does not count. I sense a lot of orcs suddenly on the field. And please note that you do indeed have bows with your wolfies.
Yep. And gobos.
Oh, your goblins do too? They got... Are they throwing spears? I think I know this. Yeah, they must, yeah.
They've got some sort of...
They're hurling spears, crudely made.
Whoa. Okay, you lie down there and let me fix you.
I didn't know what you're talking about, but it sounds weird to say.
I'm just tossing trolls around.
As one does. Reading through this as I was, I get nothing that indicates that there's actual morale.
They're orcs, they have no morale.
No, it's always good, right?
Well, they're only in two ways. Fighting or die. Dead.
Yeah. Ask Chrono from last night. There's a big group. Many wolfy puppies. I guess I should bear in mind that the yeah, these puppies are not gonna... Oh, those are orcs. Never mind. Them's orcs. So, someone made an ACW version of Warmaster? Huh. I would have thought that was black powder, but what do I know? What do I know?
Yeah, but what does it bring to the table that's new?
Well, I'll say this: if Warmaster is the wellspring, there's a lot in here that it brought that made people look sideways at it. I don't think that there's any doubt of that. There's a lot of dudes. But I knew that. So the real question, is this more satisfying ultimately than Fantasy Rules, which, as I've made the comment, becomes Age of Hannibal, a rule set of which I'm very, very fond. But as I read it, it's more a box of parts, wire, and hair than a rule set. What am I... That's what I'm doing. I knew I was doing something. Oh my goodness. How are we coming? Oh, you guys are doing great. Feeling crowded, feeling good.
Feeling tired.
All right.
Been a long week.
Ugh.
But you know what today is?
What is today?
My weekend.
Congratulations. I mean, you starting it today, you mean?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I get 2 3-day weekends in a row.
Nothing to sneeze at.
2 Saturdays off in a row. Incredible. This never happens. Thank you. This week is just my normal weekend off, and next weekend is Juneteenth.
Oh, is that now a federal holiday?
Yeah.
Yep. We got the day off too.
So don't expect any mail on Monday the 19th.
I do not. I do not.
And then the first weekend in August is drunken debauchery with the Seabees in Michigan.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
It's our yearly get together.
We good?
Yep.
Chrono, you set? Wait a minute. Chrono?
He left, I went.
He's not going to be defeated that easily. He set up his troops and left? Where'd he go?
No, I'm here. Hello?
Oh, we couldn't hear you. There you are.
Okay.
Hi. I was like, there's no way. He set up his troops. He's ready to fight. I know he is. All right. Well, we should do that initiative thing, which I can only imagine is appropriately done on a 1d6 since nobody goes first on this scenario. So hit it.
3.
3.
Oh, there's a die roller somewhere. There we go. Right off the edge of the table. Good shot.
A 6. All right, Robert. You've got your generals out, I imagine. Who do you want to try to order?
We'll try and order these Wolfie Riders.
Them Wolfie Puppy Riders. Well, they got, they've got Palrith right there. He's got a command of 9. Let's get used to these things. I don't think there are going to be any modifiers to that because he's certainly not 20 inches away. He's not close to the enemy. So, 2 dice, 9 or less. That's
Oh
a
no.
that's a blunder right off the bat. 1d6, please. Tell me what you roll.
5.
5. No sense getting killed, sir. The unit's officers are timorous and hesitant, convinced that the unit is surrounded by enemy and unseen dangers. It may not move and cannot receive any further orders that command phase. So that is not auspicious. So that general can issue no further orders. Who's next?
I'm standing on your wall fighters.
Go with Saltor.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see, that was Alan's.
So who would you like to order?
These guys.
It's going to be that same 9.
These are 9?
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. No.
They are in a proper formation. Obviously, that's a brigade order. That isn't or no, that isn't. That's a big base. That's what it is. That's a single. That's a single unit. Yeah. Big hacking base unit. All right. Next.
See if we can get these orcs in action.
9.
Was there a where's the +1 come in?
It's combat.
No.
Sorry.
Something about orders. Every subsequent order
is a -1. Every subsequent order to the same unit.
Oh,
so if you tried to make, you could make those. You can issue up to 3 orders to a single unit.
Okay, gotcha. So orkies into the fray. Oh my god.
1d6. What'd you roll?
A 4.
Same thing. No sense getting killed.
Oh my god.
And that leaves you to your general.
No, that leaves.
Oh, that was your general, yeah.
This guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these Wolfie Riders.
9. Yep. Zoom.
Does that hill do anything?
Nope, it's fine. It's all good. Next.
These Wolfie Riders.
I'm gonna have to get used to that being that big. Jeez, it's nice. I like it. But... Yep. Hey, Andrew.
These orcs. Nine.
9 on the number.
They moved 20. Catch up, boys.
Keep running.
I have to finish all orders to a unit?
Yes, if you want to move them again, you got to do it now.
Okay. I want to try and move them again.
8. Nope.
Nope.
All right, that's all she wrote. Chrono.
I guess let's go over here.
All right.
We're gonna issue an order to this brigade of wolf raiders.
I suppose I should check just for the hypothetical. Well, I see what I'm looking at. I'm making 100% sure that I'm doing it that right. Yeah, that's all good. Rock and roll, please. Sorry.
Your ship.
Malice there. He's there. You're all value of. You've all got 9. You've all got 8s or 9s. You're fine.
Away they go.
Zoom.
Oh, 30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 25.6.
They fast. They shooting 15. Being all brigady, weren't you? You were being brigady.
Oh yes. It's efficient.
Well, as long as you don't roll 12s.
Yeah, it's a big thing that way. Yeah.
Next year, issue a order. Well, how far away are they? Okay, I'd be to -2 if I wanted to give them another order. So
Yep.
I will not do that at this point.
All right.
You instead issue brigade order to these 2 goblins and this orc here.
Oh, there. Let's get them all. Let's get them touchy. Get them touchy. They're
Yeah,
supposed to be touchy.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember which they're in column there.
Mm-hmm.
Way they go.
Mm-hmm.
I think they all move 20.
Mm-hmm.
Can they also change formation, or would that be a separate order activation?
No, they can as long as they don't. As long as no base exceeds 20 inches, you can make them any formation you want. For this game doesn't think about formation the way most other games do. That took me a way to, get my head around it. But yeah.
Okay, they've been 15 at this point. So. Let's see. You'd have to. Yeah, I'll just do it as a separate activation later.
All right.
The way it shakes out, I feel like I need a whole activation to actually get them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these activate this brigade of goblins.
A very big brigade of goblins.
I'm leaving this slightly spaced out just so I can tell where the different lines are.
Yeah. Because otherwise, who knows what? Yeah. I ain't doing colored bases. Listen to me.
What? No color bases? Come on.
Oh, never mind. He's done.
Oof. All right, so that's all of Malice. Who's next?
I will activate Purvis over here.
Purvis.
He's going to activate these wolf raiders.
Mm-hmm. And he will. On the screws.
Should be 9.
No, he's an 8. Your big guy is a 9.
Oh.
Going to activate. This is this lead brigade of goblins. It's 3 units there.
Mm-hmm.
8.
That's enough.
Technically, it's one of these individually, but.
That's fine.
And then the following brigade of goblins.
Mm-hmm. Playing a game there, mister.
Well, yeah, I'm playing Warmaster.
Uh-huh.
And then this brigade here, which is these goblins and these 3 roll units.
Got it.
No, and that's it for him. I'll go over to the general.
All right. Go to Bull. Got a 9.
Though I will also move him up.
He's last though.
Oh, he's very, very, very last.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like all the other leaders. They go last.
So we'll start with this brigade of orcs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, over there, and that's it.
The flanks are
The flanks are
moving,
strong.
but
All right, that takes us to the bottom of that takes us to the generals can still move. That doesn't stop them. They can
making sure.
do their shift.
Okay, whereas I like to be within 20 inches of one unit, unless I'm doing
Correct.
a couple finicky things that are different.
Correct. You are correct, sir.
Using.
All right, that takes us to the top of. I don't think anybody is in the range to shoot. That's the only reason I'm moving on.
Yeah, I think it's 15 inches.
Yeah, you're all. I don't think. Yeah, ain't no longbows floating out there. So, and certainly nobody's in combat or in contact. So, Robert, top of turn 2, you're up.
Oh. All right. We'll try and get this mob of gobs.
All 6 or just 3 and 3? Which one do you want to do?
I thought it was maxed out.
That's 4. It maxes at 4. That's correct. Thank you.
So you have to do it in 2 groups of 3, or you could do it in one group of 4 and one group of 2. But yeah.
Yeah, I totally misunderstood. I would have set up differently because I totally misunderstood.
Well, then go ahead and set it up. It don't matter.
No,
you haven't moved. I mean,
no, I would have been putting stuff together in blobs. I didn't realize that.
okay.
The first blob division.
First blob division.
Nope.
Nope. It's an 8.
All right. Okay, we'll try the first blob, the second blob division over here.
All right. How about Furor? How's he feel? Yep.
Feeling all right.
Front 3. As soon as you stop, I'm gonna reclaim my rocks.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Orcs thieving my rocks.
Well, it wasn't.
It wasn't nailed down. All right, we're good.
Okay, the next blob.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I can certainly see the value of brigading. No doubt about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I somehow misunderstood that. But it doesn't help that I'm tired. These orcs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rock and roll. You can certainly get them into brigade range too if you want.
Okay, those rocks are locked.
Awesome. Rocked locks. Locked rocks, that's what I wanted.
Okay. Now. These Wolf Riders off the general.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Am I going to have enough? No, not going to have enough movement to get them together.
They got 30 inches, right?
Yeah, but.
Oh, yeah, that's 32, yeah.
Bold dash for the tower.
These guys.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, come on. Really? Oh, well. Center trolls.
Oh, yeah. They're up and in. You know, it's funny. I was reading all these rules, and now that I'm seeing them played, these are actually astonishingly not complicated.
These guys.
I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens with the fights, but
These guys.
you're on a roll.
It's making up for last time.
Yeah, for sure.
These orcs. Okay, they said I can measure at any time.
Anytime.
Okay. These guys.
Mm-hmm. Still in it.
These guys. And that's it.
Yeah, that'll be all. Still got a lot out of that. You wind up in shooting range of anybody?
Nope. Oh. Move general types.
Yep. Move your generals. Chrono, who do you got?
I'm gonna start over here with these wolf riders.
Them there wolf riders. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, just in time.
Yeah.
We're gonna come up right here and stop.
Wonder why. Okay.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I try and activate these orcs.
Okay, and that's a group of
Group of many.
Mm-hmm.
They're in groups of 3, so I think it's 3 groups in a line, 4 groups in a line, I believe. 4 groups in
yeah.
lines.
Mm-hmm.
These woods don't do anything, right?
You know, that's the thing. I know I read right through those rules, and suddenly I am at a loss. So let's have a quick peek, shall we? I know they don't have a problem with terrain. They can go into it, is what I mean. Terrain. It is a well-known fact that terrain features radically affect strategy. Thank you.
Thank you.
That is not dense terrain in any way. Yep, it has no effect.
Alrighty, away we go.
It just is, for what it's worth, it's prohibited to horsies. That's the deal.
Oh, well, I have none. I only have wolves.
If those are horsies, you stop.
We gotta activate these goblins.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna activate this brigade, mixed brigade here. Ooh, no, we not.
Not that time. Next.
I'll go over to the other flank, and we'll activate the wolf riders.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll come up. What's a decision on wheeling here?
It's the same as it's always going to be, right? You gotta. That's why in a case like this, you might have to move individual bases individually.
Oh yeah, so I was back 15 basically.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the ultimate answer.
All right, so we're gonna come up 8, then wheel 1, which is what you call at 2.
Yeah, we've always said 2. So that's 10.
10, 12. 17, 8, 10, 12.
Just throw them in there. They're gonna make it.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, 14, and yep. Gonna activate this front. We're gonna activate these guys over here.
So which the guys on the left? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're stepping out
I
very
guess you
quickly.
will. I don't think that activate quite covers. I think you have to say it loudly. Activate.
Loudly. 13, 15, 17.
Goblins activate.
Goblins activate. Yeah.
I have to do this a bit weirdly, because they can't. By wheel, they technically interpenetrate. Trying to get up here is.
That they cannot do.
Oh, I should have to do it from the other way. I should do it from the right. Comes up. Like that. And then.
Just ran up to get something to drink and check on the daughter. Did he kill me yet?
No, but he is bringing the trolls now.
Technically, those guys are no longer brigaded with goblins now.
Mm-hmm.
So.
They've had nothing but mutton to eat.
And then we'll start with these goblins here.
Mm-hmm.
We have to kill them with fire, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. Either that or sun or daylight. Daylight come and stone to you.
Heck yeah.
It's still one of my.
It's still one of the best adaptations to The Hobbit.
Oh, as I've said many times, they did Rankin Bass did an hour and a half what Peter Jackson failed to do in 9 hours.
They also had a banger soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Goblins again.
Glenn freaking Yarbrough, baby. Man, you are rocking the initiative rolls, no doubt.
Someone's got to get these guys moving.
Where there's a whip, there's a way.
Mm-hmm. Another banger.
Oh yeah.
Then we'll go back here to the center, and we'll try and activate this orc brigade.
Not the orc brigade.
Oh,
No, that's enough. That's enough. And it actually did a pretty decent job of suggesting, at least, that there was indeed strife amidst the forces of Sauron. Yeah, because they got into that.
books. I don't see the crosses from the book. It's great.
I know. Bone 'em, crush 'em, chop 'em to bits. I love that so much.
We'll try and activate them again.
Do
So it'll
it.
be Nate this time.
Ooh, saucy. Are you?
We're gonna try the old double activation, and we'll get it.
You will get it.
So it's the
Yes, indeed, saucy.
2, 4. Okay, the rest should have the movement to make that. So
Logic would dictate.
it's geometry.
It's just math, people. It's just math.
And then we'll do this other group right here.
Mm-hmm.
Away they go. Fight is developing.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you must touch the tower. You must touch it.
And since we lose nothing by at this point, since I'm pretty much done, I will try and activate these guys again.
Yeah, I've wondered about that. That I think is a logical conclusion of the system.
You really only want to double activate, but you really want to try and get something done.
Mm-hmm. Or,
You're
like you say, you're at the your very end of your turn. Or activation,
or the last
your
activation.
activations, yeah.
Yeah, last activation of the general or leader you're using for it anyway. So, does it care about wheeling it? Does it actually care about wheeling?
It doesn't. Because it doesn't, because what it wants you to do in that case is move each base.
Oh, that's right. Well, I'll just do this then. I'll just take this guy in the end, because he's going to have to move the furthest.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest should be able to...
And so they can.
Bit of an oblique.
Mm-hmm.
Goblins can't do that. They're not that.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you imagine instructing a group of goblins to oblique? I don't see that going well. I just don't.
Okay, that's all my movement. I think I save shooting this time.
I think you do. I'm pretty sure you do. Where do you want to start?
Start over here on the left, and I guess we're going to do this group into these guys, and then the archer groups here.
Yeah, I'd say
Well, you
so.
pull up the page, because it's, oh, wow, exciting. First time we're...
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Here it is. Here's the page itself, shooting at a glance.
The very
I'm glad they made these pages.
shooting at a glance. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 3 for 4s. I don't see any modifiers. Do you?
But each base has one.
Has 1, yeah. So it'd be 3 over to your left. Because that's what you're doing, right?
Yeah, well, I'm doing 1, 2, 3. I'm doing these 6 there. I roll by unit, right?
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah. Well, no, I mean they just say group it up is what they want.
Oh, okay.
Was what
So we're
they
gonna do
wanted
3 and
to do.
6. So
Yeah.
we'll start with the 3 and then do the 6.
Target is definitely in the open. That's it. Yeah. Wow. There are literally. I can't believe that. Is that true? How can there be no modifier?
They missed, which is not surprising.
Oh wow.
Um,
Plink. All right. So
a
6.
volley of ineffective arrows. Let's try this one instead. A little better. It's 3 hits.
3 hits and yeah.
Let's see.
How do we do that unit wise? Because we've got. Oh, that's just 1 unit. What am I saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to take some getting used to. The reason is I redid the bases to make them better comport with the scale.
Mm-hmm.
That is what is confusing me. So let me get out.
You probably cut them in. You probably cut off the rear 3 and make them a bit square if you wanted, but
Yeah, but this is the ratio. But anyway, so that's 3 hits for you, Robert. 3 hits armor save on a 6. Save 1, which probably means that it's
how many hits? They hit 3 hits, so
right. So two hits get through, but the problem is you got to hit him 3 times to kill him.
right.
So that's not going to take off a base, and that's going to wipe out at the end of the.
Well, odd hits too.
Yeah, the odd, which is what those are.
Oh, is it? Is that what they mean by
Yeah,
odd hits? It's not-
you've got to kill the base. Now that does, however, I believe, drive him back.
Roll dice for each hit taken.
Yep.
Rolling 1 less dice. Add the dice rolls together and try.
And he's got to go back that many inches.
Okay, just roll 2. Just roll 2 dice, and they
Yep.
and they run away.
And he goes back, so you go back 3 inches.
That's pretty straightforward.
Yep. And then these are going to go away. Because I don't think you got anybody else to shoot at him with, do you?
No.
Okay. You got any other shots in here?
These goblins in range? No, they're just out.
All right.
I think these wolf riders are in range though.
So
Yeah.
there.
These guys in the end aren't.
So you got 1, 2, 3 bases.
6 bases. It's
6
gonna be
bases.
6.
6 bases
Yeah,
it
these are-
is. Fire away.
Pew pew pew. Three hits.
3. Mm-hmm. And save on 6.
Dang.
Oh, he does it again. 2 hits, bounce him back. 5 inches straight back that way.
I like that. You kind of like the
Okay.
drive back.
You can
mechanic.
you can face him, but you have to go backwards. That you have to go back from the direction of the fire.
Straight back from me or straight back from the attack?
From the attack. You
I
can,
like the drive back mechanic.
yeah, I do. It's a nice little reflection of, hey, that hurt.
Lets you disrupt formations anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all I got.
All right, that's the bottom of 2. This is the top of 3, and it is at the end of turn 3 that we start counting victory points. Very exciting. Nobody is yet. No one's touching it. No one is touching it. Robert, top 3, go.
This Wolf Rider.
Yes, sir. Is it going to be Palrath? Yeah.
Yeah, it's off my big guy.
Oh, okay. He says fine. The only problem with doing it off your big guy, remember, is that if he fails, you're over for the turn. He's last. So if you want to reconsider that, I think that's only fair.
Well, I'm just... It's 4... And I'm pretty sure I got nothing like them.
Little snuggie there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Snuggie.
Little snuggie. Little snuggie.
Snuggie works.
They're being snuggie.
Okay, so in that case, we will go over here to these gabbies.
8.
Gabby Division 1.
Gabby go. Gabby Blob 1 go.
Gabby Blob 2.
Ooh, right on the screws. Oh, that helps because that would have been a failure. Ooh. Had they not been 20 inches away. Exactly.
Come.
What are those? Oh, those are also copies.
Yep. It's a gob of gabbies.
You know, a lot of these buggers.
These orcs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
These orcs. Nope. He's done.
Mm-hmm. Over to the right flank.
Oh, how to pull my butt out of this mess.
There's only approximately a bajillion goblin riders riding down.
I can't follow him, but I sure as hell can charge him. These orcs.
Yeah, yeah.
Or no. Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's in.
Well, I saw that first 6 turn.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah.
Come on. Pick them up. Move them.
Okay, now, you're going to have to back that out because you're going to need to go a unit at a time.
Okay.
because you're going to have to pull them back to where they were. You got all the distance. There's no question there. But now what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to grab individual bases, because remember, you got 2 units that are running this way, and one of those units is going to hit them, and it has to maximize frontage. So go get him. You go get him, Tiger. So he smacks him there. That's totally cool. The other guy's going to have to go to his left or right.
He doesn't have enough.
Okay, well then he pulls in behind him. Can the guy behind him go?
I doubt it.
Yeah, no, that guy's going to go back here. I'm talking about the guy. Now what I'm talking about is whether or not you can start a second melee. Because that guy's going to have to go here also.
Right.
And this dude, he goes in, I imagine.
Yeah. He's definitely got enough.
You know. Can the guy behind him expand outwards?
I doubt it, but
No. Okay, so
Yep.
so it's another same deal.
yeah, that's what I pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty-
I think that's the way the rules read, is that you have an obligation, if you can, to center up and expand out, which you have done. You did the best you could, and then these guys wind up in support, so you're going to be doing these 2-for-1s. Yeah. All right. Who's next?
Gobby Blob 3.
Gobby Blob 3.
Oh, wait a second. Wolf Rider. Wolf Rider.
Wolf Rider in the sky.
I'm pretty sure I have movement here to get those two together.
Seems like it makes sense. Yeah. Smack.
Okay, now Gobby Blob 3.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yet is coming the Gobby Blob. I don't know why that's a German accent, but it is.
Gobby Blob 4. And yeah. Okay, now I move them. Now I'll move these guys. Just barely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You agree there was enough movement off of that?
I do.
Now, this mass right here.
Yeah.
Oh,
You keep bringing it. That's all right. They are touching the tower. They have touched it.
I am touching it.
They are not touching it. That means something.
And it's about 14 inches, 14.5 inches.
Excessively enthusiastic about that.
This group of orcs.
They too are very enthusiastic.
Put that die back there, back where it belongs. this group of orcs. Nope. Done. Move
Well,
generals.
Yeah, get your generals moved, and then we'll have some fighting.
They're going to be at -1.
Well, first things first. Where are we at? I'm sorry, where are you going first? We got to start with our shooting phase. So who will shoot? You okay? You good?
Yeah.
Checking in on you.
Better out than in. Let's do the less complicated one.
Before we go too much further, I can chew these guys as they come in, right?
Yeah, the guys that are meleeing you, which is that where we are?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly.
No,
happens,
the shooting phase happens first.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then
the
we do
shooting phase happens first. The only thing is you don't drive back chargers.
Right.
Yeah, so no, you get to shoot him as he comes in. Yes, is the answer to your question.
Cool.
So
I guess I'll shoot these wolf riders at these wolf riders.
I think. Yeah, you've got to shoot at the closest visible enemy unit. So these guys got to go there, I suspect.
Yeah. Probably.
Those guys are there. These guys, yeah, they're going to get to pick. So you got 6? Yeah. 6 for 4s at those boys. That's the nearest, which would be those guys right there. 3. A lot of 3. How about you, Chrono? Can you roll a 6?
Let's find out. I can.
Look at that. So that 2 won't matter. So instead, you will roll 2 dice and go take that 1 unit back that far.
I decided they didn't like that at all.
10 inches. They were displeased by it. Good day to you, sir. I said good day. All right, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These guys are going to roll 3 right there at them orcs.
Yeah, well, that's going to be useless because their hits are 4.
You drive them back.
Nope.
No.
No hits at all.
Can push them back a little bit. Demoralize them a bit. All right, and now any other? Did you have any other shooting?
I don't remember offhand what the. I know they're shooting possibly over here.
Yeah, you should be able to shoot these guys because they're not engaged.
Correct.
These 3 stands.
Yeah. Those 3 stands are good. That stand is going to be blocked by the hill because the hill does blocks, as does this one and this one. So you're going to get. Yeah, you're going to get these 3. So that's 3. 3 for 4.
2 hits.
2 hits. So that doesn't. Let's try to save them.
2 saves.
And back I go.
Yeah.
Also not very fond of that.
No. They did not like it. All right. All right, let's get complex, kids. First thing, well, let's do the simple thing. You can shoot them.
Yeah,
6.
it's 3 and 3 and 3, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be 3 and 3 exactly.
All right, I'll do my left and then.
Yeah, sure thing.
Three hits.
Yeah, it is 3 hits, and his armor is a 6.
There's
Yeah.
1.
Saves 1
Hit.
still.
And the
And
other one.
over here. Yeah.
Only 1.
So don't even have to bother saving.
Yeah, you do, because they carry over to the first round of melee.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, 1 hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That does carry over to you. All right, now we will go into the melee thing because it's time for the melee thing. So let's just go through it. Total the attack value for each unit. Roll the number of dice. 4s are going to hit. Then we make armor rolls. We record saves. And then we're going to figure out who took the most hits. We're going to add 1 damage for each supporting stand. And now this is where it's one of those hinky things. That's right. Support has to be directly behind or directly adjacent. So that's going to be a supporting stand. And that's going to be a supporting stand. That's going to be a supporting stand. And that's going to be a supporting stand. Everybody, that makes sense?
Works for me.
All right, good deal. All right, so we look over here and we see for our friends I was about to say the orcs. You're both orcs. We have 4 attacks for 4s, and our riders, we have 4 attacks for 4s. It's the same.
Which one do you want to do first?
So you add a hit for support?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, let's go left or right then.
For left, I assume? Okay.
My left.
Yep. So 4 for 4
4 for 4 is both ways, yep.
No.
1.
Oh.
None.
No.
So you will have hit him 1 more time because you do have a support. And
He hit me once.
and he hits you once. See if you can save it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You do get an armor save.
Did he save the hit I inflict from the support, or...?
I don't know if he gets to save that. And you don't, so he hits you twice for sure anyway. Do you get to save your support hit? What a fine question. What a very fine question. Casualties.
Oh, no, it's just for support. It's a +1 to the combat result. Not a hit, per se.
Okay. So that's a hit, and that's not this there, so it's still 1-to-1. Okay.
But basically, yeah, it watches because we both have a +1 support. So it's still a draw.
Yeah, I think it's still going to come out a draw. But because it's simultaneous no matter what. We'll come over here where we see it is again 4 for 4, and he is also here.
I won by 1. You have no hits. I had a hit.
Well, you hit him. You hit him, and you had a hit already.
I inflicted 1 hit from shooting.
From shooting,
so
yeah. You took that shooting hit counts. So now it is also 4 for 4s, 4 for 4s. Yep, same thing.
That's better.
2,
3.
3. All right.
I mean, save him, right?
Yep. Try to save him, Robert. 3.
No, I do not save either of mine.
Okay.
I saved 2 of mine.
All right. So then this comes over here to you, and you hit him for how much? You hit him for, Robert? You hit him for 2
twice. He hit me for 2, and I didn't save either of them.
Okay. So.
Well.
Yes.
Plus, I hit him. I physically hit him twice, +1 for the.
Yeah, like now let's take a look at that bit because that's the key. That's the key that I was going to take a next look at because now we have our hits. Combat phase. First round. Here we are. If that's what I wanted. All right, that's what I wanted. There we are. So, we've made armor rolls, we record hits, and then we remove stands where sufficient hits are scored. That is actually a stand for the orcs.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 down. An actual casualty, look at that. Which also, however, zeroes that out. But we'll leave it there just because we may need it. Compare the hits scored. Add 1 per supporting stand. So in this context, he is gonna. So this one here is gonna wash. So it's a draw, because you each have a supporting stand. Both sides score the same hits. Both sides fall back from 0 cm or inch, but at
Oh,
least.
wait, whoa.
Mm,
Do you add the hits now, or did you add the hits before?
you add them now.
Okay, then he has no hits against. Or no, he's got the one hit
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
barrel. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a draw, and both sides fall back from 0, but at least 1 to 3d6, except for defended or fortified, and the combat ends. So the point is, you have to back off from each other at least 1 inch. You roll 3d6, and you can go back that far.
All right, I will roll my 3d6. Oh, they go up to, but don't have to.
Right, exactly. You must go 1. You may go 12. And now, Robert, you do the same thing.
You can pull back here and follow up with these guys, because why not?
You must go 1. You may go 11.
Excuse me. Well, I don't want to screw up those guys, so.
And extraneous hits are gone. I like that part. All right, and this is a 3-2, which means that we have a winner. One side scores more hits. The loser retreats by the difference, so it's an inch. The winners, you may fall back, stand, or pursue. Chrono.
We're gonna be little goblin son of bitches in pursuit.
All right.
We're winning, and we want to win harder.
So come on in. You hit him right now. And this becomes a second fight.
These hits. So these hits.
No,
these
hits.
excess.
These excess
fall
hits.
off.
Yeah, these hits fall off. Exactly.
Okay.
So now he's 6.
No, wait. Sorry. Hits are already scored or carried over into the next pursuit round.
Oh, are they? So you've got
Hits
2.
carried over do not count towards working out who wins the next round, but they might result in the loss of his stand. So his fall off because he's already lost his stand.
Okay,
basically.
so that's right. You got to keep yours because he essentially took his. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, so you've got 2 hits. Boop.
Yeah, which will not count towards combat resolution.
Right,
but will
right.
Count
But
towards
count for casualties. Yeah, so I think Robert's right. It's going to be 6-4 at this point. Yep, 6-4.
This backfires horribly. I'm gonna laugh. Oh no, that worked out well.
Ooh, 5-2. Am I right?
Yep. Let me roll 2 saves.
Yep.
I'm probably gonna lose a stand here. Yes.
I got no 6.
All right, so you're going to lose that save. So your total chrono is 4.
Right. 2 for the purposes of combat resolution.
Right. So that's a good question. How do you track that? Well, we'll do that. Is what we'll do.
Yeah.
And then you did 5. Well, obviously he loses, and then so he's got to retreat 3, and you hit him for how much? Yeah, so that's another base.
I lose and 3.
And 3. Thank you. He only hit you for
I hit for 5.
5, which means he has 2 left. He has 2 hangover, not 3. And you are clear.
Yeah, I can only pursue once, right?
Right. There's only 1 pursuit. Still.
Do we include the bonuses for? I'm trying to work this. Is there a QRS here that I can look at?
Yeah, it's over on the side.
Let me see. I'm trying to work this out. I'm trying to make sure I understand the
Of course.
combat. Let me see. Okay. The pursuit modifier is only for combat resolution, right?
Correct.
Okay, so there's a +1 pursuit modifier, I think. Yeah.
Now let's take a look here. Oh yeah. Pursuit attack is a +1. It wouldn't have mattered though, because you still yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just want to make sure.
What is an extra pursuit attack though? Per 3.
I think that's the combat we just fought, isn't it?
No, because
Or
there's pursuit attack +1, but then there's another pursuit attack per 3 inches. All right, we go to pursuit. Here we go. You did that. You move straight forward so that its front edge contacts an enemy stand. I'm going to assume you move straight forward.
Mm-hmm.
This includes stands of enemy units and we're supporting, but that's all not the case. Obviously, you don't have to. Indirect, no. Support, no. Incidental, impossible to.
This mostly covers pursuit movement on cars that actually.
Yeah. It doesn't at all. Severing
Because
units.
the combat summary.
Although the move is essentially the same as a charge, no charge bonus applies. Measure of exhaustion. In advance might initiate a new combat. What's the difference between pursuit and advance? Oh, I see. Okay, so what you have to destroy everybody to advance.
Yeah, because advance lets you go up to a whole another 20 centimeters or inches rather.
What is
to go fight someone
pursuit?
else.
There it is. Okay, good.
It's a +1 bonus to pursuit, and then further bonuses for if you're pursuing an enemy that's more than 3 inches.
Oh, is that it? If you're chasing him farther.
It's what it says on the summary on page 43, but I'm not sure where that's.
It says that on 43. Oh, okay.
But that's all it says. They're like a master list of bonuses for combat.
A unit which wins the first round of an engagement can pursue a second time and fight a second round. A unit that wins a second round of an engagement might also pursue, in which case the fight continues the following turn. So, I guess that's the question, if you want to continue to pursue him, too.
No, I think we're gonna. What are my options now? That I've won.
Stand and fall back.
I'm probably gonna fall back. What are the rules on that one?
Fall back. You may fall back up to 3d6. The combat is over.
No, they can go very far if they wish. So they're gonna fall back here. And one there.
Here we go. Pursuit attack. And by the way, this is all on page 41.
Oh, that's they take 47.
This bonus applies to stands from pursuing units that won the previous round and are attacking. Bonuses only apply in subsequent rounds of the combat, including the first round of unresolved combats fought in the previous turn. The bigger one applies to stands where units pursue enemies that have retreated by 3 inches or more in the previous round of the same engagement.
You only went back 1 inch, so it doesn't end up.
Yeah, that's why you would have gotten it. Okay. Good deal.
Okay, cool. I was looking at page 47, but then the modifier's on page 41, so it's just the reference I think you need to.
Mm-hmm.
They need to reference page 41 rather than 47. Okay.
I would tend to agree. All right, so you have withdrawn, even though he's hanging back there with his. So he gets to take his wounds off. He has no more wounds. He's not wounded. Any further melees from Robert?
I do not believe so.
Chrono.
But,
Sorry?
Okay.
but for further reference,
Mm-hmm.
you got 2 extra dice on that.
Why so?
Because we were matched up 2-2, or we were matched up 1 base of mine to 2 of his.
Yeah.
He has to move straight forward, so there's no physical way for him to get up to 6 dice.
That was my question. That
Okay.
was my question. I was concerned that you couldn't have done that. Yeah.
Okay. If you knock off 2 hits, I think I win by 1 still, but.
Well, it's a moot point.
Yeah, but that's no, I agree. That's what the question I was asking. Good point. Excellent.
And
Okay.
I wouldn't say anything except after the fact when he was going through the pursuit stuff,
Mm-hmm.
for the straightforward.
Yeah, no, like I said, I asked about that, and it bears mention, especially since it's going to come up again. Pursuit is quite something. Holy cow. I can't think of a game that allows you to do it that much. Holy stuff. All right.
You can really chase people.
Yeah, you can. All right.
It's
Bottom
like
3.
Okay.
That's bottom 3, Chrono.
They were much straight up fights. I just rolled like crap.
Oh, yeah. No. Agree.
Let's start on the right.
Okay.
And while you were having fun reading all that stuff, I was eating more fajitas.
Very, very good.
So, let me look at the charging rules really quick, just so I make sure I know what I'm doing.
The bottom line with charging, it seems clear to me, and I get it now. You should do it base by base. Because you have an obligation to maximize frontage and form a line if you can.
Okay. But if I chart this column, it's not...
No. It's here.
I'm looking at the diagrams and trying to make sure I understand what I'm doing here.
No, it's go to 36. Once the first charging stand has been positioned, the remaining stands are placed one at a time to make a line formation.
Okay.
Each stand must be able to trace a line to its new position as it moves.
Okay, but I can't do is get contact. Like, okay, I can do. If it's any contact, so corner-to-corner contact also counts. In this case.
It does, but if it's impossible to do in the battle line so that its front end makes contact, then it must be placed so that its front corner touches an enemy if it can. This means the maximum number of stands will be drawn into the combat. If there are other enemy units adjacent to the target unit, then the obligation to maximize frontage extends to these other units too.
Okay. We're going to first try and activate this Wolf Rider group.
Mm-hmm. And you shall.
They are going to charge these orcs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll start with the guy in the center because that's where they're all going to come off of anyway. So he's going to come in like this and then square up.
Yep.
And then he comes in and squares up.
Does he have? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Does he have any?
And then he comes in.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just to let you know there, you could put 2 of them in the front and you can put 1 on the side.
Oh, I was wondering if you could wrap. Is that something you can do?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's probably preferred here. Because I don't think this is contact. I think you've got to have an inch.
Okay, then we'll do 2 and 2 and go for the wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just put those there and then this guy, yeah.
That works.
And these guys are coming up in support, so. Those colliders are a bit wonky at the back, so I'll just...
It's the spears, actually.
Yeah. They're supporting.
Mm-hmm. Well, and again, just to be clear, these 2 guys are not this.
Yeah,
guy.
these 2. He has to stay here because it's the same formation.
Yeah.
Yes. Then we'll activate these gobos, or try to.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll not. Sad. The sad day.
I was hoping for a Gabo purse fight.
I know, same. I was like, oh, hey, let's get this going.
Let's get it on.
I guess we'll go to the center.
Okay, because just remember that Bolg stops everything if he fails.
Oh, true. We'll go back over here then.
Mm-hmm.
We'll activate this Wolf Rider group again. Or we will not. They stand pat.
Woof. Now Bold will act. But apparently
No,
Bold took offense that I said something, I guess.
We'll try and activate this orc group. Or this brigade, rather.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
And they got 12. And then do amazingly. And they're gonna do that.
Mm.
And then we'll try and activate them again.
All right.
No.
Oh, no.
So I guess I'll go to initiative.
Well, okay. We'll do it, but initiative should have been first.
I thought you did initiative after you did all your
No, you do it first.
Oh,
you have to.
I
Yeah.
swear to God, I read it. You did.
Nope.
You did
It's just like in Black Powder. It's first.
Okay.
So
I thought I had the order.
I don't think it's gonna matter in this instance. So we'll just go with it. But it is first because if you choose not to use initiative, you can then attempt to command order them.
True. I'll let it sit.
So
then.
these guys are they're going on an initiative. They're there. They're within 20 inches of somebody. Who you saying? They're there.
Yeah.
Go for it. And do it. You know.
One by one.
Do the individual base thing. Form what you're doing. Good.
No, I can either support or try to.
Or
I
wrap.
can really wrap.
I don't know if
Probably
you.
wrap.
I don't know if you got the distance or not. You tell me.
Oh yeah, true. He's not a. Yeah, that's 15 inches there. So.
Yeah, but he's got a
Well,
turn.
no.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the turn. I'm gonna
Yeah.
put him here as support.
That's fine.
They can't. They don't have the distance to wheel and do it. So I'm gonna
Right.
do that.
Right.
So I guess we do. Is it combat then shooting or shooting then combat?
Shooting. Shooting is
Okay.
first.
My wolf riders, I think the ones who are still in range. These
I'm
guys on
sorry.
top of the hill.
Sorry, where you at?
Over here on
There
the
you are.
left.
Thank you.
The guys on top of the hill. These 4 bases on top of the hill, I think, can see. And these guys down here. Well, they can see the guys at the top of the hill too, I guess.
Yep. Mhm.
So I'll do.
Well, remember it's near.
Closest,
It's
closest.
nearest too. So
These guys shoot there, I think.
I would say. Is that 6?
3.
3 for 4.
These guys have the. Pew pew pew. 2 hits on the gobos.
And
Nothing.
do they even have a save? They do not. Oh,
Yeah.
dear. Oh
Say it,
dear.
but they 3 hits.
Yeah, they do. They have 3 hits, so they take 2. So 2
They have to
dice.
fall back.
2 dice to bounce them.
Oh, I'm like, okay, yeah, and
6. They're probably going to have to burst through these guys.
Yeah, they have to make way, I think. Where are the
Yeah.
ones for that?
Yeah, that basically winds up with these guys getting confused.
Does it? It's only
Yeah.
if they roll a certain thing, though.
Is it?
Yeah, I was looking at the summary.
yeah, they end up right on top of them.
They do not. Yeah, so it's no, but they wind up bursting through them is the point.
Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Ah, come on. This book could stand to be slightly better organized.
Confused. Page 56A.
Yeah.
Confusion. Burst through by evaders, driven back by missile fire, driven back, falling back, forcing friends, driven back, falling back. No. Making way on a roll of a 6. A unit that makes way for another unit is confused on a d6. Stands which are forced to retreat. On the other hand, driven back, falling back into enemies, driven back to fall. No. Forcing, if a unit is driven back by shooting, which it is unable to avoid falling back through a friendly unengaged unit, you have the option of moving the friendly unit to make way. A unit which moves into friends, forcing them to make way, will become confused on a d6 roll of 6. So both of them have to make that d6 roll.
Making way means he basically either goes straight back or pops to the side?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And you can see the diagram for when moving aside. When moving aside, all stands in the path of the friendly unit are moved, and all other stands remain stationary. So,
The whole column.
so you can shove it back, you could move it to the side. It's really up to you, Robert.
Okay. I'm going to do this the simplest way because it lands exactly on top of them. So I'm just going to take these guys and put them over here.
No, you got to move these guys. Oh, like it matters. You're right. It doesn't.
Yeah, they're the same.
They're the same unit. So you got to roll a d6 for both of them. If you roll a 6, they're confused.
They're all, Daisy confused. That's just, oh.
Right. Okay.
All right,
He's confused, which goes off at the end of the round, so it doesn't matter.
No, it goes off at the end of your command phase.
Oh. The end of my command phase.
Yep.
So we need a marker. These
Yep.
guys are,
I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it.
I like the system.
I do too. It's a little bit of, this game is a lot more about disorder than I think I realized. Which is all right.
I think it'll play smoother once we know what we're doing.
Hello. Do you think, sir?
It's the other guys.
Oh, he confused.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, no, then this shooting over here.
Yep.
So that was 3, and then it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going there.
No, it needs to be an even number. Yeah, because you can't. It's either 3 or 6.
No, because these guys lost 1, so they fired.
Oh, is that the deal? Oh, I
yeah.
see. All right.
Let me just I'll knock one off, just to.
All right. So
because
4.
If these guys lost a unit, then they should only fire 2 dice.
Yeah. So let's knock one off this, just to call it.
All right.
Perfect.
5. So 4.
Yeah. A single hit.
No save. So he goes back 1.
Well, 1d6.
You roll a die.
A 1d6?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's 1d6 per hit.
Shooting can drive you back a very long way.
5 inches. So now we're going to have to go through the Wolf Riders.
Who does this guy belong to?
He's his own unit. That's the remains of the guy you got.
Oh, that you knocked the stuffing out of. Got it. Yeah, so this guy goes back 5 inches. So yeah, once again, these Wolf Riders got to choose. All right.
Ooh.
All right, roll for the Wolf Riders. See if they're confused.
Nope.
They're not. Are these orcs confused?
Nope.
They're not. Apparently, they're not confused.
They fell back in an orderly fashion.
As it goes for orcs, I suppose.
Then I have the goblins over here. We're gonna shoot these orcs. I have 2 stands, so it's gonna be 2 dice, I think. These guys are out of range.
Okay. 2 dice for 2 dice.
Blink, blink. 1 hit.
And these guys save on a 5.
Yeah.
You're slightly better armored.
No, they still don't save.
So 1 die back. 2 inches.
I like this. Shooting doesn't kill, but does disrupt a lot, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're trying to move a big brigade block, shooting can like poke holes in that really quick.
Yeah.
I like that.
Other shooting?
Oh, I'm either shooting or have range or decide to charge someone else.
All right. Melee, what do you got?
Let's start with the Black Orcs here.
Well, I get the.
Oh, you do.
Yeah,
you certainly
you
do.
you do get to shoot at
you
me.
get much shooting, and that'll be 3 dice. 3 dice
Yep.
for 4s.
Ooh.
2 check.
They both stick.
Yeah, so that'll stay. All right, so we got our melee here. So we see Robert has 6. Yeah, 6 for 4. And you got
I have 8.
8 for 4. Nope. 6 for 4, 8 for 4.
Whoa.
Black Orcs is nasty.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 hits, nasty.
Yeah.
Oh!
6? Owie!
Time to roll saves, I guess.
Yeah, let's get some mighty saves there. Robert, you save on 6s.
You got 6 hits on me?
Yeah.
I saved 2.
And I saved 2 also.
Oh, well done.
Which means Robert's going to win.
This
Robert.
is true. Let me
Right,
see how
now,
many
well, yeah.
casualties
Now,
I take.
first things first. Yeah, he takes a casualty, and you
Mhm.
take a casualty.
I take one,
Yes,
yeah.
you do. You take 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leaving you with 1. So in the net, yeah. So that's when you must retreat.
Let me do the math. 'Cause
It was 4 to 6. You to go back 2 inches. It's just.
I think it becomes a 5 because I have this guy's ever supporting. So they give me a +1 to combat result.
Oh yes,
so
yes, yeah.
So I go back 8 inch.
An inch, as the man said.
I've got support also, so.
Oh yeah, he does. Right
Yep.
there.
Oh, right. It washes the 2 then.
Robert, you have 1 stray hit. Yeah. And Chrono, you have
I have 2.
2 stray hits. Yeah. Well, you know your choices, Robert. You saw him last time. You wanna pursue him?
Oh, yeah.
All right, he's going straight in, and it must be straight, as we said. Yeah, funk. Math.
I don't think this guy comes. It's a different unit.
Correct.
Oh. Hold on.
So are we gonna call this guy supporting, or is he touching corner to corner?
Well, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
No. Something's wrong here.
I don't know what happened to. I agree with you. I don't know what happened to this guy.
No. I didn't do anything to him. The thing that was throwing me off is the guy that died over here.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So is this going to be corner to corner contact here, or is this going to be a support? Because that's going to be important.
That's going to be a support, I should think. Let's see what the pictures show us. That's making way. That's no help at all. I need help. Victorious infantry defeats the cavalry unit. It retreats, yes. The pursuing infantry maintains contact with the enemy cavalry. Yeah, it maintains contact with the enemy cavalry. But I don't know what that means. Because you don't get those points. because you only get points if you have an inch in frontal contact. I think it's supporting pursuits. That's that you're in contact with them, but you do.
You have a stand that only touching enemy corner to corner, then it directs attacks against any unit it's touching.
Okay.
Where's that, Chrono?
That is. Oh, sorry.
Back the whole thing up.
No, leave it there right now because I got to figure this piece out no matter what. What's the where were you reading from?
That was page 48.
40. All right, that's
third bullet point there.
Yeah, because you direct it against the unit, but that's the other way. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, striking enemy units. A stand is always striking its enemy unit, touching its own front edge if possible. If a stand is not touching the enemy to its front, it must direct. If a stand is only touching an enemy corner to corner, then it can direct. Note that where a stand's edge is touching the enemy, it cannot direct attack corner to corner.
So my question is just: are we calling this a support or corner to corner?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're asking. I'm very curious. Okay, so what was your question, Robert?
I understand. The question was, where do the casualties come from? It doesn't matter because it's a unit.
Right. Yeah, not to the Hicks inflicted.
Much as I'd love to give you that corner to corner, it is slightly off for corner.
Okay.
If you look at it really closely, it's like 1/10 of an inch. Because if you draw the line up the between the two units,
Yeah, I see it.
it's just barely there.
You do get indirect support, I think. Indirect pursuit, though, I think. So you can move this guy up to support.
The unit.
Yep.
Yeah.
He can come along under indirect pursuit if you want him to, which I suspect.
Sure. Can I have my other guy back? I don't know what happened to this guy.
I was kind of wondering. Yeah, no, obviously you can because I don't know what happened. Occasionally you will find that no stand can pursue by moving straight. In this case, unit can pursue as long as at least. Well, no, indirect pursuit is only if you can't pursue by moving straight.
Oh, okay.
You mean supporting pursuit?
Yeah.
A unit that cannot see a retreating enemy cannot pursue. Such unit as only infantry can support and be supported. That's interesting.
Oh no, that's. Oh, I see.
Okay, well, that's a little piece we missed somehow. Only infantry can support and be supported.
Oh.
I don't know how we missed that piece. Well, we're not going to change that right now. We'll change it obviously we won't finish tonight. We'll change it the next time. But yeah.
It's easy to just move this melee back towards me an inch. That's all. That's the only difference.
Yeah, but I supported my guys earlier,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it's only fair that you should be able to, Robert. Where it doesn't say that. I'm going to have to find that. Okay. Because it's a clear statement there. Interesting. All right, basic pursuit, supporting pursuit. Yeah, and by the way, the diagram, Chrono, at the bottom of 48... Is it 48? I was scrolling around too rapidly. There was a diagram here that showed that, yeah, generally speaking, that corner-to-corner thing, you are in contact and fighting. It's somewhere near there.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I do remember you saying something about corner-to-corner.
Yeah, corner-to-corner is definitely, that's important. Okay.
Right. I mean...
So, given that this is so, what that leaves us with, as he is pursuing, he gets the +1 for the pursuit.
Yep.
And that's
to his die.
that's to his die roll. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's going to be 6 for 3s.
4 for 3s. He lost a guy.
Oh, he's only got 2. Yeah. 4 for 3s, and you are 4 for 4s. Yeah, 4 for 3s, 4 for 4s.
2 hits. think he had 1 excess from the last, right?
4 hits.
No, he wouldn't have had 3x. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Did he have 1 left? I can't remember if he had. No, he caused 3 straight up, right?
Yeah. Well, no, you just caused 2, did you not? Or did you
Right.
cause?
In the first round, did I hit him for more than 3 or more than?
He didn't have any on him. I'll say that.
Okay.
And how many did you hit him for, Robert?
He gave me your 4.
Gave you another 4.
Yeah.
They have 2 though.
Yeah. So that takes you down to, but that's still a kill, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be a kill. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm rolling how many saves? 3?
3. Yep.
No, I hit him for 2.
Oh, okay. Well, there's one of them saved.
Yep.
So that's a net.
I lose again.
Yep. You lose again, and you're going to lose by a net total of 2 inches. Yeah.
Okay, go.
And you can pursue again, Robert. That goes away.
But the melee will.
It would hold till next turn. Yep.
I will fall back.
2 dice. No, 3 dice. I'm sorry. It's 3 dice. That's your maximum.
I think that gives me my 2 inches. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop.
But hang on a sec, because you need to get that guy back. You were squared up.
He was squared up. He was squared up this way. So
yeah, he should be right next to the other guy.
Yeah. Yes. There should be enough space there. Hooray! Geometry.
All right.
And it was this mess.
Oh man.
To finish the night.
Yeah, you did start this one, didn't you? All right. Well, actually, I don't know how bad this is because this actually isn't a bonus. It's
just extra. It gets me the 2 dice.
Yeah, that's what it gets you. Yeah.
When we do corner to corner, I could just stick him right here again.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why you do that, other than to make room.
There's got to be some penalty for me getting outflanked.
I get it. I completely believe you. Let me have a look. Combat phase. Charging enemy in the open. We've been neglecting that, but I'm not going to add it in now. Fighting enemy to side or rear. -1. That's what it is. Okay. So Robert's at a -1.
They're keeping it simple.
Which keeps it simple because we then say that Robert's orcs are 4 for 5s. Yep.
I'm on 6 for 4.
Mm-hmm. Spawning wolf riders.
Nada.
Nothing.
3.
All right, the orcs must check for 3. What's their armor?
6. Oh, well done.
Oh, nice.
Avoids a casualty.
Yeah. And in the grand scheme of things, now is where the support. Now it's exactly like Black Powder. This is how the supports come in.
Then these 2 supports come in. So
because he's got 2 supports, so it winds up being a 4. It's a 4-inch loss, except he too has a support, so it's a 3-inch loss. So Robert has to go back 3. Pursue.
I think I will pursue.
Okay. Straight ahead. There it is.
How does that work with these guys?
Nothing. They're stuck right there. You have to go straight ahead.
Let me see. Is there a diagram for this?
I don't see how you can move them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going straight ahead.
Because that rule is
the
clear.
obligation to move stand straight ahead is waived, and doing so would cause you to split its formation.
Yeah, but that guy can move straight ahead.
Wait, what?
That guy can move straight ahead. That's what that refers to, not the guy on his flank.
Right, but I mean, can you just turn and then?
I don't think so. Where are you reading that from?
That was page 47. Oh, no. It's okay. The answer is in the first paragraph. Once all of the unit stands that can move straight towards the enemy have done so, the unit's remaining stands can be placed as the player wishes and can be placed in contact with the enemy or not, whether either as a player wants or as circumstance dictates.
Okay, there you go. Perfect. Yes, we have a rule. I love it.
I'll just put them corner to corner here,
That makes sense.
rather than so we'll lose the.
The flank.
You'll gain 2, and I gain my 1 back.
Yeah. So that's now 6 for 4
Versus 4 for 4, I think.
versus 4
Yeah.
for 4. Yep.
3.
3.
3.
Ooh.
So 3 here. 3 there.
Saved 1.
Robert. Save none. However, he has a support. So
Right,
it
but
is a draw.
He does lose 1 to casualties, though, right?
Yes. Is he 3? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 5.
Oh, you're 5.
5 total,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, so he'll be. So that actually is a draw, which means you both have to go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why is it a draw? He's
Because-
got 5 hits total.
No. It's no. It's not. It's the hit you just caused. It's not the total hits. I don't think it's total hits.
Oh wait, I forget. Oh wait, I think
40.
I caused 1 more hit because I forgot my pursuit bonus.
No. Oh no. We included the, didn't we?
I rolled a 3, 4, 5, 5, and he.
Well, I want to figure this out first, though.
Right. Okay. Let's finish this out. Then we'll go back. And figure
If
out
both combat results.
where's the pursuit?
No, it's in that round. Yeah, it's in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. It's only the shooting that carries
Yeah,
over.
shooting carries over, and it's specific to that. But you are right. Your pursuit would have gotten you another one, so that's 1
more
extra.
save.
Which, yeah, he's got to do another save. No, which means he loses another base, unfortunately. Which clears out his hits and means he has to go back. So that was a total of 3 to 2, right? So just 1 inch.
And I will fall back.
Okay.
Don't get hit in the column, apparently. Don't get in.
Yeah. A lot of lessons.
And they go back and go point.
Take him 2.
Thank you.
Interesting. It's interesting how this game incentivizes don't get hit in column without giving you a bunch of
Yeah,
Totally
negative
negative
modifiers. Yeah, feel free to be in column, because it's an efficient way of moving around the battlefield, but don't get caught in column.
because then you're fighting basically usually 1 stand against a lot of stands.
Tommy, we are using Warmaster Revolution 2.0.1, the one that's available online for free. I'm all about that. Cool. That is the bottom of turn 3, where we were obligated to first check scoring. Just check scoring. So let's take a look. Oh, yes, indeed, it is the case that our guy, Robert, he is touching it. Those guys were further up.
No, they.
Oh, they got shoved back? Okay. So
Yeah, they got
he
shoved
is
back.
touching it with 2 units, but I don't think that's enough. Because
have to look at the
I don't
rules.
think you get points. Remember, it's not like it's an insta win. It's the gathering of points. So let's take a quick peek at that rule. What did you tell us? There it is. Take and hold, scouting. I like the fact that they gave us a lot of nice scenarios. Anyway, if 2 or more non-confused units are touching the tower, not in combat, and no enemy unit is touching the tower.
Oh, who gets the VP?
You get 3 VP.
Oh no.
3, no less than 3. He, however, gets 1 point extra. Is there any enemy unit within 10 inches of the tower?
There is.
All right, so you don't get any extra bonuses. Have you forced the enemy to withdraw? No, you have not. All right. Congratulations, Robert, with the first grab of points. Let me get an overall shot here, please.
Woohoo.
Yeah, we just take our victories.
Very well.
Well, we call them stumble-throughs for a reason. I am certain I did many things wrong. Whatever they are, this is a very, very well-loved game, a commonly played game. I would love to hear whatever it is we might have done wrong. Where was a good dramatic melee I can get a picture of? Actually, the other thing that's really interesting, melee is rarely... One side or the other is going to try to leave at the end of melee, hoping to get out of trouble. That is really interesting. I like that, I think. All right, so that's some... I'll do this one right here. Okay, cool. So I guess in the overall, I would say to you both, what do you think of Warmaster?
I like it. It plays very smoothly.
I'm still a little confused, but
Okay.
it's
Me too. I'm just cleaning some die rollers real quick, please, so that we don't have a mess next time.
I like it. I think there's some finicky bits that are probably more down to the editing in the book than anything at this point. But
Yes.
remove this damage marker too.
Thank you. That would definitely confuse me next time as to why you still had it.
like the positives I like about the book is they have those big, like, here's a summary of the whole section page that sort of give you a broad overview. But then there's like specific stuff they don't put in there, or they put in there, they say reference this page, and there's actually something else that you have to look at for that on a different page they don't put in there. So
yeah, and there's a lot of things. The rules, I will definitely say, they read more complex than they play.
yes.
You know, that what we went through tonight, even though it took a half hour, is actually something like 80 pages of rules, which is insane because there's not 80 pages of meat here. I think there's a lot of examples, which is great, and there's a lot of charts, which are great because they did help us on a couple occasions. Very, very... yes, please.
This is no tactics.
I've never played Tractics.
Yeah, I have, and you don't want to.
That's what I gathered.
Yeah, you do not want to. It's much like when my friend Red Sax threatens me to play Empire again. Yeah, that's just...
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. Good God. On Saturday, come on back, folks. We are picking up Osborne Essling Part 3. The last game and I think this game have been ridiculous. They've been very, very action-packed, a lot of bloodshed, a lot of back and forth, and maybe Chrono can stop rolling ones.
Not in real life.
I can't make any promises. We are heading into turn 4. That's right, Warmaster 4. Just saving it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you to those who played. Join us on Saturday for more gaming. Until we meet again, please take care of yourselves and one another. We will talk soon. Pause. Good night, Ian Jackson.